¿Qué tal, gentiles amigos televidentes de 5.2? Somos El Valle de nuevo. Les saludamos sus amigos de Pueblo Tires and Service. Aquí mi compañero, el teniente Mike Gamboa. Y aquí está el capitán Benjamin Valdez. Claro, estamos en locación en South Texas College, aquí en el taller de automotriz. Ben, ¿qué tienes que platicarnos?
Bienvenidos and welcome to In the Blink of an Eye. Today we are here at South Texas College and we're going to learn about automotive technology, certification, associate's degrees, the theory of automotive industry. And we're going to let you know and remind you that Pueblo Tires, that's what we do. We fix cars, but here they learn the theory. They go to classes, certification, and we're going to learn about that today because it's so useful for today's world, especially if you have a car. You know what I mean? Your car means freedom, freedom to move. And this place, they learn how to fix cars. And some of them have even worked for us at Pueblo Tires and Service. So we're happy to be here. We're going to learn a lot more as we move forward.
And for 47 years, Pueblo Tires has been in our communities with 13 locations to better serve you.
That's right, and don't forget, we also offer financial options up to 24 months to pay and no credit needed. And you know, folks, right now, yeah, you hear a lot about the government shutdown, income tax situation, so don't wait. We've got the financial options to help you up to 24 months to pay and no credit needed. Well, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back, and we're going to learn more about South Texas College in the blink of an eye. We'll be right back.
Boozy, so what's the meaning of 24? Partner, 24 is a number of cosmic order and harmony. That's right. At Pueblo, now you can have up to 24 months to pay and no credit needed. That's what I'm talking about. Take that to the bank. You betcha. Shampoozy.com. Que bailen. Dance.
Shampoozy.com. Think tires, think Pueblo.
¿Qué tal, amable y gentil teleauditorio? Armando Rangel les saluda aquí a nombre de Pueblo Tires and Service. Nos encontramos en locación hoy con su programa In the Blink of an Eye en South Texas College. Estamos aquí en Ware Road y el camino 1016 en la ciudad de McAllen. Estamos en una entrevista muy especial con el señor Roy Treviño, presidente del programa Automotriz. Y bueno, pues para continuar con esta entrevista, vamos con mis compañeros Benjamin Valdez y Mike Gamboa. Take it away, boys.
Welcome back to In the Blink of an Eye. Here we are, yours truly and Teniente Gamboa, and here we are at South Texas College. And Mike, today we're going to be talking to Mr. Roy Treviño, who's the instructor, program chair, automotive diesel technology departments here at South Texas College. And you know, we're proud to be here and we're happy to be here, Mr. Treviño. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming over.
And you know, we got so much in common when it comes to automotive, especially automotive technology. As you all know, at Pueblo Tires, we do the full works when it comes to cars. There are some things that maybe we won't dwell into, like electrical, you know, work, but other than that, suspension, alignments, brakes, oil changes, all kinds of fluids, lighting system, we pretty much do it all. And my colleague here, Mike, you've been a manager, Mike, at the stores, and you know what it takes to run a shop.
Yes, it's extremely important to maintain your vehicles, my vehicles as well. And you know, what better than to know how to do it your own? Sometimes it's necessary, mainly changing your oil, but having the right tools is very important. But knowing how to do it can also save you a lot of money.
That's right. Well, Mr. Treviño, again, we appreciate the opportunity. This program, we call it In the Blink of an Eye because we say nothing lasts forever. And in the blink of an eye, your car can break down.
Sure can.
And even new cars have problems. Mr. Treviño, again, you're the instructor program chair in the automotive and diesel technology department. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get involved in automotive? I'm sure at one time you probably were a technician yourself. Could you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yes, my background started back when I was young in high school. My uncle owned a Texaco gas station, so I started working on the weekends with him. And it continued, and once I graduated from high school, I went to a technical college in Harlingen, and I graduated from there in 1980, and then I worked out there as a technician.
If I may ask you, where was this Texaco gas station located at?
It was located in FAR. It was in FAR, I don't remember, it's Business 83.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? Now, you know how they say everybody knows everybody here in the valley. I knew a gentleman named, his last name was Treviño.
Roy Treviño.
Roy
His
Treviño.
name was Roy Treviño
That was your
also.
uncle?
That was my uncle.
Wow. You know
Yes.
what? he was married to one of my nieces,
Oh, okay.
and Mr. Trevino's passed away.
Yes.
Yes, I knew him when I was, you know, in my teens, and
Mm.
we'd walk right there. And he was working, always busy.
Yes.
At the
we were-
Texaco gas
It was
station.
always busy.
Wow, small world.
Small
Nice to
world.
meet you. Nice to meet you.
Same here.
So, you know, Pueblo Tires again. We've got we do the full service, and we appreciate what you're doing here because we see a lot of young people coming up the ranks at Pueblo. We've had young people coming up. Some of them stay, some of them don't. They move on, but I think for the most part, what you offer here, give us a little bit about the automotive department, especially. What does it take for some young person to get involved or enrolled? Do they have to have a certain grades or what does it take to be able to come to South Texas College and get enrolled in an automotive certificate program?
The only thing that's involved is you gotta wanna be a technician. You gotta wanna have the interest in with automotives. With cars, you have to have the interest and love and passion for working on cars, trucks. Once you have that, the certificate degree, you can come in as a high school graduate. That's all you need. There's no academic classes for the certificate degree, so you're just taking pure automotive classes.
You know, we like to say a word, bam!
That's right.
He hit it right on the dot. You know, we have automotive technicians, and not just in that area. What do we say, Mac? Often we say, you know, we're in the business of helping people. If you don't have the passion, if you don't like helping people, you're in the wrong business. And I'm glad you hit it right on the money.
Yes.
Because a student that takes automotive classes, and we see it, some of them, you know, some of them have you know, I don't know what you call it. You have a know-how. It's just like in sports. You got a quarterback. Why is this quarterback better than the other quarterback? They both come from college. They both have experience, but some of them excel a little bit better than others. But that's one key ingredient that we see in our employees, that if they have the passion, what happens, they'll succeed
Yes.
more often than not. So it's something that we see it on a day-to-day basis. Now, some of you students that graduate from here, how long is the course itself?
Okay, we do have the automotive program that's a certificate. That's a 1-year degree, and you come here for a year, and then you're enrolled in an internship or a practicum, and then you go out there and work at a local business. And then we have the 2-year associate's degree that will include some academics involved in it. So that'll take 2 years.
I know that, you know, some of them that are seeing us right now will ask, well, I don't have the time because I have to work and then go to school. There's classes in the morning, in the afternoons, and at night.
Yes, we offer classes morning, afternoon, night times currently, and you can take them however you need to. If you work during the day, you can take some night classes. If you work at nights, you can take some day classes too.
Is there online classes as well, or
Right now, we
courses?
currently don't offer online. We do have a couple of hybrid classes, meaning that you do the lectures online, and then you come in and do the hands-on training here in the labs.
So basically, it's just on hands. There's no.
Hands-on. 80% of
Okay.
80% of your time here in the classroom will be on hands-on training. 20% would be in theory in your classroom. So mainly it's hands-on, taking components apart, diagnosing vehicles, whatever. it
How long
is.
has this program been available to like the people out there?
This program has been here ever since it started. I know that it used to be a branch from TSTC.
Okay.
They moved over here in the 80s. I believe it was 1985, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been here since then.
Mr. Trevino, in our world, in the automotive industry, you know, and again, you're going from a class to the real world. Some of the students probably, when they go out there, and you know, we can't say nothing bad about that, because the experiences we've had with some of your students in the past, they've worked out tremendously. Now, some of them move on because they find other opportunities, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if a student comes and works for us, and we've got one of them, as a matter of fact, right now, and he's working as actually as a manager. And what happened was, he came to us as an interim, you know, case, and he was working, put in, I think it's 20 hours a week, and then, you know, once he graduated, he came and worked for us. We gave him a job. He had an accident and he broke his hip. It was not work related. They had a rollover. Him and his brothers. Thank God they're alive. But we didn't know if he was going to be able to work anymore because of his hip broke. So when he came back, say, hey, you want to give it a shot in sales? You know, maybe your body will heal better. So, you know, lo and behold, he became an excellent manager. But the foundation that he established here with the learning and education he learned here, he took it with passion and he uses that. So he's like a, what do we call it, like a double barrel, because he can not only recommend and sell, but he knows what he's talking about.
Yes.
When it comes to automotive
And
situations.
he knows how to explain the situation because he knows what he's actually talking about.
Right.
And the customer does feel more comfortable with him because they trust him, you know, because some customers already know what's wrong with their vehicle.
Right.
They just want to verify that that's the actual problem. So when you have people like that come to school at STC, you know, they come already with that education that is just a plus.
And you know, one thing, Mr. Trevino, today people Google. You know, we tell them when they come to your shop, they already picked you. And the foundation that you guys give them here, that South Texas College provides these students in the automotive area, once they go out there, they've got confidence. All they need now is a little experience, you know, as far as working in the real world. And but I mean the real world because you're in a controlled environment. Out there, you got all kinds of different situations when it comes to a vehicle. And but we at Pueblo, we also provide as much training as we can to further their education. And would you say that some of your students, do you know maybe their whereabouts today? Some of your ex-students, are they located in?
Oh, we have students placed almost all over the place.
Yeah.
We have some students that are placed with Border Patrol. We have some students that are placed with city employments like either City of McAllen or places like that.
A lot of dealerships,
A
probably.
lot of dealerships, yes.
And some at Pueblo Tires.
Some at
That's
Pueblo
Pueblo Tires. And you know, Mr. Torino, they can make a good living as,
Yes,
as
they
an
can.
automotive technician.
Yes, you can.
Tell us a little bit about certification, because we, you know, some of our technicians, they have ASC certification.
Yes.
All of them have one or two or more, but do you all provide that type of, say, ASC certification? Is that something?
The
in the
AC
mix?
certification is an outside entity itself. They have to register online to take the courses. We do offer a class here that would teach them how to take the tests.
Okay,
Yes, prepare them for test taking.
okay.
So what they do when they come into that classroom is we give them a whole bunch of scenario questions that they might be encountering in the test.
Okay, well, you know, and that's something that we encourage them to do, highly to do, because
Yes.
it only makes them better. And,
Yes, it does.
and, you know, today's cars continually come out. And every year there's more complications. What I say by complications, there's more technology involved.
There's a whole bunch of technology that's incorporated in the new cars of today, and it's going to continue,
Right.
and it's going to probably get a lot more intense in the new technology that's out there.
Well, appreciate you being with us. And one thing we need to do at this moment is take a pause. We don't take breaks here, but we take pauses. And we'll be right back in the blink of an eye.
A ver, Shampoozy, dime qué quiere decir 24. Amigo, el número 24 es un número de armonía cósmica. Así es, y ahora dobletea esa armonía cósmica. Y en Pueblo ahora tienes hasta 24 meses para pagar y no se necesita crédito. Llevo eso al banco, de eso estoy hablando. Shampoozy.com, ¡que bailen!
Shampoozy.com.
And we're back here in the blink of an eye with yours truly, Benjamin Valdez, El Capitan.
Mike Gamboa, the lieutenant.
And we're here with Mr. Roy Trevino, Instructor Program Chair of the Automotive and Diesel Technology Departments here at South Texas College. Mr. Trevino, when we left out, we were talking about AAC certification. And some of the things that we've discovered in our company with Polo Tires, and we average 2 technicians per store. We have 13 locations to serve you now since 1972, going on 47 years, and we thank God and we thank you, the consumer, for giving us the opportunity to work your car. But one thing that we've seen, Mr. Trevino, in the last few years is that a lot of folks today are holding on to their cars up to 12 years and a half or longer. And I think one of the reasons that we discovered in our research is that they're afraid of economic breakdown, like what happened back in like around 2007 or so. A lot of folks lost their homes, lost a lot of their income, and ever since that, it seems like the mentality is now, you know what, I'm just gonna do more preventative maintenance on my car and take better care of it and last longer and save money and so forth. So that's one thing that we're seeing in the real world. And when it comes to the certification process, we encourage our technicians to continue to further their education. Now, you mentioned something about the AC certification program here. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, we always encourage our students to go ahead and start taking the AAC certifications. The reason for that is that we always let them know that once you have AAC certifications, your range of earning, it goes from, could be like $10 an hour all the way up to $30 an hour. So that's a big, huge amount of money that you can be making once you become ASC certified. We always tell them to become master certified, meaning that they're proficient in all 8 areas of automotive, and that will make them a master technician. Once you become a master technician, probably anywhere in dealerships, or you'll be earning up to $25, $30 an hour.
As we were in your actual shop, you know, we saw a lot of young people, but not only men, but women as well. You know, have you seen an increase in that, like more women coming in interested in this automotive?
Yes, we've seen a slight increase in women. We usually promote Women's in Technology around in April every year, and we invite all the women to come out and see our facility here so they can see the different technologies that we offer here. We've seen a slight increase in automotive students, female students coming in here. I know that they do qualify for certain scholarships that are out there, and some of them might even qualify for tuition and tools. Yes.
I know it's, you know, our country, you know, there's a lot of debts in all different areas, and some folks have it harder than others. I know there's there's student debts as well. It's not easy being a student, but I think a lot of the students, like you said, they have the passion, they have the family support, and the counseling that they receive here as well, I'm sure is a very important tool as well.
Yes, it is. Once we get a student in that is interested in it, they have the passion in automotive, what we do is we let them know that they don't need to know how to fix cars right now. That's what they're coming to school for. We'll train you to make sure that you're doing a good job out there fixing your own cars, or getting a job fixing and repairing cars.
You know, you mentioned about making money, and there's nothing wrong with making money.
Yes.
And our technicians get paid very well.
Oh, they do.
You know, I could just give you an idea. Some of our top technicians have made anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000 a year. And you know, and this is how we see it. If they do well, we do well.
Yes.
You know, because we have a technician program tailored to them. It's a little bit different than from a dealership would do with flag hours and such, but they get paid well. And one thing that we stress is, again, you want to do the job safe. Yes, you want to be, you know, we say fast, but in the process, be safe. We want the cars to be safe for the customer that comes in out of our shop. And through the years, Mr. Trevino, you know, Pueblo's been around for 47 years now. You know, every now and then you see things that went wrong. There's comebacks. But there's a saying in the automotive mechanic world that sometimes you eat the bear and sometimes the bear eats you.
Yes.
And I'm sure you lived
Yes.
that as when you were a technician.
Yes, you do. You going through some tough times sometimes that you don't expect to encounter, but you
Yeah.
do. And that's why here, when we train the students, we're training the students to not to be fast at what they do, but to be accurate at what they do. And once they're accurate, you won't get any comebacks, like you were saying. Customers are more satisfied, so it's a win-win for everybody.
I'm curious, Mr. Trevino, when they do say a brake job, because you know we go by off the pricing itself. What do we use that to be able to give a quote?
We have a package brake services, and there's additional work that needs to be done, like the cylinders need to be replaced. We go through
that. So I'm sorry, it just
So,
came my mind.
so it's not something that we're pricing it because we wanna make more money off of you, no, it's the way that, it's kinda like regulated that, we're charging what's fair, to do that actual job, but actually knowing, I mean, some people can get something done really quick because they know how to do it. Some people can take longer, but still, we have to charge what's on there.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, here we have all data that students use, and within that program, there's a labor estimate guide that they
Exactly,
use,
yes.
and that labor estimate guide is what sets the time that you're supposed to take for each job that you're doing.
Exactly. So they get timed on that. I'm sure is that part of
Yes.
their training, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and in an environment like ours, I said we have 2 technicians per store, but at our stores, sometimes the technicians even do other extra work like mount tires, and it's called teamwork,
Yes.
and they don't mind doing it, because in turn, some of our tire technicians help them get a job finished, by maybe removing the tires,
Yes.
and so we strive on developing that type of a culture, and again. So from what I've seen, I've heard from y'all here, they're not only learning the theory, but they're also learning to work amongst other people and situations and problems, and so I'm sure there's all kinds of scenarios that they face here that will prepare them for the real world.
Yes, they do. Once we're out in the labs that we're working on different cars, we have let's say we have a class of 18 students, so we separate them into groups, so they learn how to work within a group, and inside that group, they learn how to diagnose problems, or they learn how to repair problems. So they get to work with each other, different type of students. So yes, they get a little bit of customer relations.
And so many tools.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
there was a time when I used to do brake jobs on my own vehicles, oil change. Today, you look at today's cars. There's so many sensors, so many electrical differences from back in my early years that there's no way I can work on a car today. Not even an oil change.
Yes.
But back in those days, I could do pretty much a tune-up. But today it's so complicated, so you need somebody with the know-how, the technical training, and that's just the way the world is today.
Yeah, it is. Back then, you would change the oil on your car, your oil and filter, and that was it.
Yep.
Now you change the oil and filter, and you have to reset the computer so that it can show at 100% oil life monitor system. So it's
It's complicated.
it's complicated.
Complicated.
There's a lot of special tools that are used.
Do you all in the automotive TPMS?
Tire pressure monitor system? Yes.
That's something that, as you know, was regulated by the government as well,
Yes.
because so many blowouts, and a lot of folks are driving. You need to be careful with this. You got to make sure you check your tires at least once a month, because the TPMS light lights up, but if you ignore it, there's a danger you're driving your car with 1 to 2 pounds low on your tires, and that's a very dangerous situation, because there used to be a lot of blowouts because of that. So they discovered that people were driving with their cars, their tires underinflated, and blow up, roll over. A lot of people were tragically killed. So today's cars, they have the TPMS, and we deal with that on a day-to-day basis as well.
That is correct, so it's good news for all you folks out there, Pueblo Tire has the technicians, STC are training them, so come visit us, come visit STC as well if you're interested in this automotive.
All right, Mr. Trevino, again, thank you for having us here.
Thank you for
And,
coming over.
We're looking forward to some of your students as they graduate, and if we can help them somehow, this through an internship program, look us up.
We sure will. We currently are. I'm gonna currently try and place around 28 students that are gonna be looking for jobs. So we'll be contacting you.
That's in the near future, huh?
Yes.
All right. Well, friends, again, here it is, South Texas College. They're setting the foundation for these young men and women that have taken on the course of automotive, knowledge when it comes to, and as well as diesel, which we haven't talked much about that, but that's another department that maybe on another occasion we can dive into more on the diesel aspect.
Yes, we do have the diesel program here. I'm also overseeing the diesel program, and it's grown quite a bit. We used to have, I would say 8-10 years ago, there was only 2 instructors for the diesel program.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a total of 9 instructors. So it's growing pretty fast. Yes.
And at Pueblo, we're not experts on diesel. We do have a couple of stores that can work on 18-wheelers. You know, they do brakes and alignments. We can replace tires, mount tires, but we don't really dive into the diesel aspect of repairing engines and that sort of thing. But again, South Texas College is preparing young men and women for the community. And this is what this program is. This is why we're in the air, Mr. Trevino. And as when we met you, the whole purpose of this program again is to let people know that there are places like here, whether it's a college or other organizations in the valley that serve the community, to help the community to thrive, prepare young men and women to be successful in their lives, be responsible, and we're happy to provide this show on behalf of Pueblo Tires and Service, because we want the community to know that we're more than just a tire shop. And from what I've learned here and so far with you and meeting some of your other staff members is that college gives the student, a young man and woman, a solid foundation, gives them like an upper hand, and as long as they maintain their focus and passion, they're going to be able to succeed in the real world.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
Again, thank you for having us, and it's time again to take another pause.
All right, Shampoozies, what's better than 12? Why, partner, that's easy. It's 24. At Pueblo, you can now get up to 24 months to pay and no credit needed. That's right, up to 24 months to pay. No credit needed. That's what I'm talking about. Take that to the bank. Shampoozy.com. You betcha. Que bailen. Dance.
Shampoozy.com. Think tires, think Pueblo.
Muy bien, amables televidentes, pues ya estamos al final de su programa favorito, In the Blink of an Eye. Recuerden, pasa todos los sábados aquí en 5.2 Somos el Valle a las 6:30 de la tarde para que nos acompañen. Bueno, pues mis compañeros Benjamin Valdés, el capitán, y Mike Gamboa, el teniente, con mucho gusto.
Tuvimos el placer de estar aquí en South Texas College, Mike, y fue una experiencia agradable.
Así, mis amigos, o visítenlos en todas las tiendas que tenemos en todo el valle, 13 locaciones, y acuérdense, tenemos hasta 24 meses para pagar y no necesitas crédito.
Es que no se espere hasta el income tax, venga de una vez, hasta 24 meses para pagar, no necesitas crédito. No se olviden que nadie, pero nadie los aprecia más que Pueblo Tires y servicio.
¡Nadie!
Bien, Pueblo, ahora tienes hasta 24 meses para pagar y no se necesita crédito. Llevo eso al banco, de eso estoy hablando. Shampoozy.com, que bailen.
Shampoozy.com.